So before we start getting a little deeper, let's start with some introductions. Could you share the inspiration behind how Whole Heart Collective came to be? And then, furthermore, why title this album The Things We Carry?
Yeah. So Whole Heart Collective at first, 2 years ago, so a year before I even started creating this album, the vision behind it had to do with sort of undoing the purity movement and founding a conversation about sexuality for the church in truth. So I felt like Whole Heart Collective was about God wanting our heart whole and our heart made whole, and that is the motivation behind any type of rule in the Bible. The reason that he says that sex is created for marriage is because that's how we protect our hearts and keep it whole, and he wants us healed and whole and delivered from the lust of the flesh. And so I started like creating all these posts about these topics and conversations surrounding everything from like pornography addiction to when a person should consider marriage and dating in the church, and wisdom for parents about kids dating and things like that. And so I was like on one about that for a while. I was on a roll in those topics, and then I sort of felt like a quiet comment over me. I didn't feel like the inspiration around it, and I had all these songs that I had started over the last 14 years. And they were pieces, they were little choruses that I sang in real life, like over my dishes, or sang in real life in bed at night, agonizing about something. And they were like little gifts from God that had helped me through different seasons of life. And I was like, I think that I want to turn this into something, but I just don't know if it's time. I don't know if I should release that music under Katrina Bates, or should I give it to my church and it be under United Christ Worship, and then I just woke up one night in the night and I felt like God said to me, what you have is enough. And I hadn't been sure, like, do I need to write like much more? Do I need to spend another 14 years? Is it time? And he said to me, what you have is enough. And I knew that it was about music. And then the next 2 hours I laid in bed and I put together everything that I could think of that I had written, and like wrote it all out and started creating the orders of things. And this flows from here to here, and this flows from here to here. And I bet these two songs would work together if I took this verse and this chorus, and like started that process that night. And I felt so inspired. And then I was just thinking about Whole Heart Collective and this, Instagram platform I'd already created. And I thought, it goes right along the same theme. It's about heart healing. It's about how much God cares about the depths of our heart and our wholeness. And it's just a different expression of the same thing, which is me. The same expression of me manifesting as a daughter of God. So I decided just to use that name for the group.
I love that. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about why the first album out of this kind of newly formed Whole Heart Collective as a trio is titled The Things We Carry.
Yeah.
With a backpack insignia.
Yes. So I'm blessed to have a husband who is a great guitarist, and a brother-in-law who is a producer and an incredible keyboardist and drummer. And like, they have all of the musical ability in one family package. So it was very easy to then bring these ideas to them, and they got excited about it. And I decided to keep it just the three of us this time because I wanted it to be streamlined and not difficult. I didn't want to honestly have a lot of opinions or a lot of schedules to coordinate with. I was like, I should just do this, just simple, easy, the most streamlined, straightforward version, because it's just like the simplicity of what I have in this season. We're not trying to be something that we're not. And this is exactly what we are. That's what it felt like. I'm not trying to compete with other artists. I don't even consider myself an artist. It's more just me manifesting, like I said. So the things we carry also just like came to me in a very just like light bulb feeling. I loved the book, The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien. It's like a war book. I read it in high school and in college in different courses. It's literature. It's about Vietnam War veterans. And it's about the things they carried in their backpacks. And but it's unpacking like the psychological traumas of war. And no one else would know that in my head was a connection. But I was like, we all are carrying things. Everybody is carrying things that were burdens that you had to release to the Lord, testimonies of his goodness and his miracles. And so I was like, these are kind of like my war stories. And no one else knows that it's a Vietnam War book, hat tilt, but now you do.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
hmm